On Ignite News, Scotiabank comes to Mohawk.
We're just trying to make it more of a one-stop neighborhood, if you will.
The rec center construction gets back on track. And Supercrawl is facing a tough decision.
Pretty hard to overlook the fact that I know wards 1 through 8 are in favor and wards 9 through 15 are not.
All this and more coming up on Ignite News.
Good morning and welcome to Ignite News for Wednesday, March 20th. I'm Patrick Fenton.
And I'm Casey Wren. Here's what's making news. Police have turned a missing persons case into a homicide investigation, according to the Hamilton Spectator. 26-year-old Daniel Baffo was last seen leaving his family's West Mountain home, talking on his cell phone. His parents were unaware of where he was going that night. New information now has police believing there may have been foul play involved.
An Ohio teen who murdered 3 students shocked his victims' families at his sentencing hearing. 18-year-old TJ Lane wore a t-shirt with the word killer written on the front. He also not only made obscene gestures, but laughed and spewed vile language at the victims' families. Lane was sentenced Tuesday to life in prison for the killings at Chardon High School. In February 2012, Lane took a .22 caliber pistol and fired 10 shots at a group of students who were in the cafeteria. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated murder and 1 count of felonious assault. Lane was not facing the death penalty because he was 17 years old at the time of the murders.
Mohawk students won't have to travel too far to withdraw their cash. Ignite News reporter Brady Livingston has the story.
Students at Mohawk College no longer have to look far to find all of their banking needs. On Monday, March 11th, Scotiabank opened up a new branch located inside the C Wing of Mohawk's Fennel campus. The new branch is a small part of the plan to bring the college together, so that if students don't want to leave the campus, they won't have to. Mohawk's Executive Director of Business Development and Retail, Troy Heath, explains.
When they're on campus, they can do their banking, they can eat, they can live if they stay in residence, and we're just trying to make it more of a one-stop neighborhood, if you will, as opposed to now I have to leave campus to go to the bank, or I have to go to here to buy, this. It just allows them to kind of stay on campus as long as possible.
For Scotiabank, this new branch is an opportunity for the brand to become more exposed around the campus. They want to be the convenient option for students, and they offer a few benefits for students that are using their services, including the ever-popular Scene Point system, which can be redeemed to get free movies at all Cineplex theaters.
So we thought being on campus would be able to, provide more advice to the students, really reach out. We have a really strong multicultural Start Right program for students as well, and there's a lot of international students here, so we just wanted to be convenient.
Students who are not affiliated with Scotiabank don't need to worry about being pressured into opening an account.
Their expectations aren't necessarily to create new accounts. They're not going to be aggressively walking the hallways saying, sign up or anything like that. In fact, there's rules against that from our on-campus vendors.
The new branch is expected to help Mohawk's community grow and is offering free unlimited bank accounts, something that isn't being offered by all institutions. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Brady Livingston.
Parking on lawns for Ticats games will still be allowed, but city councilors want to crack down on other areas of the city. Officials say multiple cars parking on lawns is now a major problem in areas with student housing. City councilors have proposed a fine that would see homeowners receive a ticket of $150 for 1 or more cars parked on their lawn illegally.
With the new rec center well on its way, reporter Teresa Friesen gives us an update on the construction.
Construction on the new rec center started on June 1st of last year, but will it be done on time? Senior Superintendent Ron McDonald says although they've fallen behind, things are getting back on track.
We're running about 3 weeks behind schedule due to winter conditions, but we're very confident we're going to pick that up and be on schedule in a very near future.
Sometimes winter weather can slow things down. Site Supervisor Frank Constantine explains.
Anything that's outside and we're not closed in will fall behind, and then it's the repetition right back. All trades we won't be able to catch up. But if we get a break like today, we'll do twice as much work when the sun comes out.
Despite some setbacks, labor foreman Alfredo Denoy has kept his spirits up.
The project's going good. Sometimes you move a step ahead and you find yourself two steps behind. That's construction. Sometimes it's problem the weather or things don't work out. There's no handing actually. There's no handing. I have to do, everything needs to be done out there.
So when can we expect the new rec center to be open?
We're going to be open and have full occupancy for September 1, 2013.
It may just look like an unfinished walkway right now, but soon it will be the bridge to the new Mohawk Rec Center. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Teresa Friesen.
Ancaster resident Fab Marchese might want to consider getting a bigger boat. On a recent trip to Florida, he managed to hook an 18-foot great white shark while charter fishing off the coast. Marchese calls the catch one of the greatest moments of his life, even though he had to release the shark because, of course, great whites are endangered.
Supercrawl has requested $125,000 for funding this year, but so far, City Council is saying no. Ignite News reporter Noah Salo has the story.
On March 20th, City Council will vote on a funding request for Supercrawl. This will be the second vote. 2 weeks ago, the request was voted down with a tie. Festival organizer Tim Podesic clarifies some of the issues surrounding the vote.
I'm requesting the exact amount, same amount of money I requested last year. We are a very accountable organization. We have audited financial statements that are available on our website. We provide a staggering return on investment. It's so large, it's actually ridiculous to even talk about. The amount of money the city gave us last year was around $85,000 in total. The return on investment is, over 10,000%.
The last vote was split along urban and suburban lines, showing a possible bias.
I've been told that that is not the case, but it's pretty hard to overlook the fact that I know wards 1 through 8 are in favor and wards 9 through 15 are not. If that's what's happening, it's a really poor way for the City of Hamilton councillors to run the city.
No Hamilton City councillors responded to interview requests. Mark Furukawa, owner of Dr. Disc, sees business increase during Supercrawl. He says it's a sound investment for the city.
We're the official music vendors for Supercrawl, so there is an economic impact, but what we find is because of the huge amount of tourist traffic we see, probably on that day versus like any other day in the year, we see the most amount of new faces in the store. I firmly believe, regardless if you're into arts, music, or culture or not, that this festival is a benefit to the city, the community, giving exposure to Hamilton that it wouldn't get otherwise.
Because of the tie vote, Councillor Farr will bring forth another motion for Supercrawl funding on the March 20th General Issues Committee meeting. Reporting for Ignite News, I'm Noah Salo.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up in weather, entertainment, and sports.
I'm Greg Rosser coming up with your weather update. Spring hasn't exactly sprung as flurries and clouds will remain in the region for the rest of the week.
Hi, I'm Marcy Colbert. Chad Brownlee played in Mohawk's Arnie last night. More coming up in today's entertainment.
Hey, I'm Dimitri Portakaris. Coming up in sports, 4 NHL teams were in action last night. The Jerome McGinley Watch is on in Calgary, and the Toronto Blue Jays won a big game against the Houston Astros in the MLB spring training. That and more coming up.
And here's a look at today's top stories. A case of a missing Hamilton man has changed to homicide. A teen shooter horrifies the courtroom at his sentencing. Officials want to crack down on cars parking on lawns.
It looks like Mother Nature isn't done with winter yet. Let's check in with Greg for your weather update.
Thanks, Pat. Today in Hamilton, expect some cloudiness this morning with some scattered flurries this afternoon with a high of -2. Elsewhere in the Golden Horseshoe, expect more flurries in Toronto today with a high of +1. In the Niagara region, expect a high of 0 accompanied by flurries this afternoon and cloudy skies for most of the day. It will be slightly colder in London today with a high of -3 accompanied by flurries and moderate winds this afternoon. And wrapping up in Windsor, expect sun in the morning, followed by cloudiness this afternoon and a chance of flurries with a high of -2. Taking a look at the next 24 hours in Hamilton. Tonight, the flurries will continue into the evening with a low of -7. Tomorrow, clouds will persist in the region with flurries in the morning and a high of +1. Taking a look at the 5-day forecast, tomorrow expect clouds and flurries beginning in the morning with a high of +1. Friday, the clouds will remain in the area with a high chance of flurries, a low of -4 and a high of +2. Right now, we're looking at a sunny weekend ahead on the plus side of the thermometer with a high of 4 on Saturday and a high of 3 on Sunday. Kicking off next week, Monday we'll see a mix of flurries and rain with a high of +3. And that's all for your weather. Let's check in with Marcy for your entertainment update.
Thanks, Greg. Country singer Chad Brownlee played for Mohawk students in the Arnie last night. Brownlee played some of his hit songs such as Crash, Smoke in the Rain, and Love Me or Leave Me. Korean pop sensation Psy will be changing the title and lyrics of his potential Gangnam Style follow-up single. The song's title, S-Rabia, is slang South Koreans use to express thrills. The name and lyric change will be to avoid offending Arabic people. Although the song's title shows no racial slur, some are concerned that it may be misinterpreted. Psy made the announcement of the change on a South Korean social media website on Monday. Now let's take a look at what's going on around campus.
Avron, here's what's coming up at Mohawk. Tonight in the Arnie, Chad Brownlee will be performing with special guest Haley. Tickets are on sale now. Mohawk College will be hosting a citizenship ceremony tomorrow in McIntyre Theater at noon. The featured guest speaker will be Mohawk College alumni Earl Clark. Also tomorrow, Mohawk will host the second annual ECE Meet and Greet event at 3 p.m. Students and graduates are welcome to come and talk with 30 employers about job opportunities. That's all for Community Calendar. Let's head back to entertainment.
Kevin Clash, the voice of the Sesame Street character Elmo, is now not only being sued for sex crimes, but is also being accused of using drugs. Accuser Sheldon Stevens is now claiming that Clash's crimes were fueled by crystal meth. 3 other accusers have also stepped forward. Clash has never denied that the statements aren't true, but he has claimed that the statute of limitations has run out on the criminal charges. That's a wrap for your entertainment. Let's pass it to Dimitri with sports.
Thanks, guys. Kicking things off with some scores in the NHL last night. 4 Canadian teams were in action. The Ottawa Senators continued to impress with their depleted lineup, beating the Islanders 5-2. The Buffalo Sabres sneaked by the Habs in Montreal 3-2. The Winnipeg Jets stay hot as they defeat the Boston Bruins 3-1. And over in the Western Conference, the Vancouver Canucks' second period goals were enough to defeat the Blues 3-2. Sticking with hockey news, the April 3rd trade deadline is fast approaching, and with Corey Perry signing his huge contract extension with the Ducks, Jerome McGinley watch has become that much more intense. Calgary is currently sitting at 14th in the West and are 4 points out of a playoff spot. The big question is whether or not the Flames hold on to Iginla to keep their playoff hopes alive. Iginla is set to become an unrestricted free agent this summer, and it looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins, Boston Bruins, and Vancouver Canucks have shown the most interest so far. Moving over to baseball now, the Toronto Blue Jays picked up a win over the Houston Astros 10-6 in preseason action. Melky Cabrera hit a first-inning solo homer off Astros pitcher Jordan Lyles, and Jose Bautista registered his 4th homer in the 4th inning off a lone 2-run drive to left field. Mark Burley got the start for the Jays, who moved to 9-13 in spring training play. And that is all for me with sports. Let's throw it back to Patrick and Casey.
A Hamilton man has won big in the Roll Up the Rim to Win contest. William London won a Toyota RAV4 at Jackson Square's Tim Hortons. 40 RAV4s will be given away over the course of the contest.
Well, I'm 0 for 10 on my cups, Casey. How about you?
I won a donut I was pretty proud of, Pat.
Well, congratulations on that. And that's all for your news for Wednesday, March 20th. For more news coverage, check out our website at ignitenews.ca. I'm Patrick Fenton.
And I'm Casey Wren. Thanks for watching, Mohawk.